Hello everyone, Matt here, and today we are going to finish Psycholonials. When we last left off, we finished Chapter 8, and now we are starting and hopefully finishing Chapter 9. A sword and a crown. I thought you left. I was going to, but I couldn't leave you behind like this. Abby, I think I fucked everything up. The fucking speech I just gave. Yeah, I saw it. Wow? This was never the plan. I was never gonna do it like that. I think I just fucked the whole country. There's gonna be a huge civil war or something on this island. Oh god, everyone here is going to die. It's all my fault. I don't know what to... I can't breathe. Abby, I think I'm having another mental breakdown. But instead of ruining my own life, I'm taking everyone in the world down with me. It's okay, just try to breathe. You can think of something. You should just go. Save yourself. I can bear to see you get bombed along with everyone else. Just go to South Korea and marry the rat monster or something. No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to help you through this. Honestly, I don't know what can be done at this point. You may not be able to fix this. The whole situation is probably going to unravel very quickly. All I know is this is so bad for you, Z. It's been hurting you. And even if you stayed and tried to lead everyone out of this mess, I don't think you're in the right condition for that. So what are you saying I should do? I think you need to take care of yourself. This is way beyond either of our ability to control right now. Or, no. Bleh. If you keep trying, I think it's just going to destroy you. I couldn't live with myself if I let that happen. Are you telling me to just give up and go with you? Yeah, please come with me. Whatever happens next, I don't want to do it alone. But I can't just leave. Everybody's depending on me. If I just fuck off, they'll, leave this insane vacuum of power and all hell will break loose. All hell already has broken loose. But the amount of chaos that my absence will... You're hyperventilating again. This has to stop. Look, Z, I'm going to fix this for you, but you have to trust me. Can you do that? I don't know if... Yes, please, Abby, fix this. I'm so fucking scared. Okay, then give me those. Little bit. Here, these are yours now. Z is appointing you as the new supreme hunk effects of the Jubilite movement. Z is going to text you all of the login data for the important accounts you'll need to run this operation from now on. Won't you, Z? Yeah. Once you have everything, it's very important you change all the passwords as soon as possible. This is all your responsibility now. You've earned our trust, and we know you will take it seriously. Now come on. We have to hurry. I had a jet ready to go before I decided to come back, and probably still catch it if we move fast enough. But I don't know if I can go to Korea. Don't you see, Abby? It's different for me than you. If I run away, I'm probably going to be hunted for the rest of my life. I made so many enemies. They'll want to kill me. And we have no idea if your K-pop boys will be able to grant me immunity. Well, who said anything about Korea? We don't have to go there. We can go anywhere in the world. Like somewhere more remote. Just bury ourselves somewhere and forget all this. Like where? Anywhere you want. Pick another island further away. We can run away for real this time. Like you were originally trying to. Anywhere? Even Fiji? Yeah, Fiji sounds great. But we really have to go now. The sooner we go, the more likely we can avoid getting shot down by military aircraft. What if they track us? I already made plans with a pilot. We're going to switch planes in Bermuda, then head west and switch again in Hawaii. After that, it was headed to Korea, but we can easily change the final destination. Now come on, I'll drive to the airport. Okay, just give me a second. Scream, honk effects, mizzlebip. We're all counting on you. I know you won't let me down. Godspeed. Time to go. Between your 3 flights, you spent almost 24 hours in the air, swapped planes at each stop to cover your tracks. Abby set it all up in advance. She chartered the planes, made the payments, and you were off. Her nerves were high on initial takeoff, for fear you might get shot down, but military planes never even came near you. A simple passenger jet, taking off in darkness, heading southeast. Maybe it wasn't worth their time, or maybe an invasion was never even imminent at all. You took off west from Bermuda just before daybreak. You swept across a burning nation and rode the edge of dawn all the way to Hawaii. The sun outpaced your plane across the sky by a bit, making for one long sunrise following you on your journey. Lovely view, but you slept through most of it. You were very tired. You landed in Fiji sometime in the afternoon. You didn't know which airport, or even which of the roughly 300 islands that comprise the nation. All you know is, it's a beautiful day. As far as you can tell, hardly anyone here could give a shit about the clown revolution that's consuming the rest of the world. To bypass COVID-19 travel restrictions, Abby arranged a series of ludicrously expensive bribes in advance, while you were both still in flight. Then once off the tarmac, to clear customs, she produced 2 fake passports out of thin air, one for each of you. I wonder how long she's been preparing for a getaway like this. How long she's been scared enough to think about such things. It feels so bad. You acquired a car, and now drive around the island a bit, with no destination in particular. Wherever you go, you're half expecting to see signs that the global unrest has seeped into society here as well. But there's none of that. Just people living their lives. Strange how the crazy thing you started was simultaneously a global movement that's currently ripping the world apart at the seams, yet also a bubble. As if it was just something you always had the power to log off from, and the moment you do, it starts feeling like all along it was a hot mess of nothing much whatsoever. Words. As if the litigation, the entirety of human civilization, was little more than a tempest in a teapot you set to boil a few minutes too long. You find an unattended beach so you can unwind before you decide what to do next. Before you ask yourselves, what even is there left to do? What's happening out there? Or do I even want to know? A ton of crazy shit. Where do I even start? I guess all I'm wondering is if it's as bad as I think. I have no idea if it's even bad. I don't think anyone does yet. We don't really know what the consequences of this global shakeup will be. I get that. I just mean, war is bad, generally speaking. I'm trying not to read anything about it because I'm worried too many people are going to die because of this. There doesn't seem to be much reporting on that yet. The entire country seems to have broken out into a bunch of localized turf struggles. Is there even a country anymore? If you're asking if America has fallen, not yet. Not officially, at least. I think American media is in denial about it. They're all like, I'm not owned. But America is fucking owned. There's probably no going back from this. Back from what, though? What are all these struggles? The entire U.S. is splintered into a patchwork of regions under Jubilite control. Almost the entire Pacific Northwest is seceded territory. Words. I'm not even sure if the government is trying to challenge that succession yet. since there are no reports of forces entering that region. Like, the US military is huge, but the reality of all out civil war is also huge, and I think it's possible to realistically contain the whole thing at once, no matter how big the military is. So it looks like they're focusing efforts on keeping the rest of the map from disintegrating, putting out all the smaller fires everywhere else. Look, CNN has a map of all the regions claiming independence, which they keep updating. But I think this is a conservative visualization. My guess is corporate media is doing its part to tamp down on this. Keep everybody feeling like it's not as big as a deal as it looks. And it'll all blow over soon. I don't think it'll work. You can't really bullshit your way through subduing a revolution any more than you can with a pandemic. Especially since other nations are getting involved, fortifying the revolt. Reinforcements are flowing into the northwest from the Socialist Republic of Whimsify. What's that? What's that? That's what they call Russia now. Oh my god. Yeah. So now troops from that nation and probably a bunch of others are gathering on what was formerly American soil. Reminds me of how we started importing our own rebels onto the island. Once we did that, there was no way for the government to reverse the trend without causing a nightmare scenario. Speaking of which, what's happening in Nantucket? Or, excuse me, New Whimsify? Well, the good news is, the island never got bombed, like I was afraid would happen. At least as far as I can tell. But on the drive to the airport, we saw fires everywhere. Yeah, I think that was all from localized skirmishes, not from an outward assault by the military. Results of factional infighting, which were probably sparked by the CIA's weird covert op, but the actual U.S. military never launched a full invasion or bombing campaign. Not yet, at least. My guess is they're still hanging back and waiting to see if the CIA coup would just get us all to tear each other apart on the island and do the work for them, so they don't even have to invade or bomb, which is sort of what happened, actually. It sure seems like it. I wonder if their drones were spying on the insane battle that destroyed my house. Well, I'm sure they did. The CIA guys back in DC were probably all high-fiving over it. But also, I suspect the main reason that the government is reluctant to outright bomb the island is they're all worried about it being seen as, like, bombing a holy site. Something that would incite more radicalism and rebellion than they're already dealing with. They probably want to keep New Whimsify as a chip to play later. How? I think it goes back to that treaty I signed. They may hold out hope something like that is still possible. Like, get the rebellion under control and say, look, you idiot clowns can still have your stupid island if you just fucking stop. But I think that's naive. This is a lot of toothpaste you can't put back in the tube now. I'm sure my crazy speech seriously alarmed them, and it's definitely sparked this rebellion, but now that I'm gone, they're probably hopeful that another leader can be reasoned with. You mean Mizzelbip? No, Mizzelbip's dead. What? She was apparently assassinated. Happened sometime while we were flying over the Pacific. Was it the CIA? I don't think so. Looks like there was a different coup from within. A new guy has claimed the title of Supreme Honkathex. Some clown I never even heard of. Here, look. Jubilites unite. We are pleased to announce Professor Chucklefuck has claimed the Jubilite throne. Professor Chucklefuck? Who the hell is that? No idea. Ring 3 was totally wiped out in yesterday's coup attempt. So this is probably just some bozo a little further down the ladder. He saw a shot and took it. Jesus Christ. No, man. Shit's just completely off the rails now. Are you sure this isn't part of the CIA plot? The fact that those agents were involved at all makes me really suspicious. Yeah, something about that. Can't really put my finger on it. What? It was fucking weird. Never really added up to me. On the plane, I couldn't stop thinking. Why would undercover CIA agents be carrying badges that just have CIA printed on them in big fucking letters? I guess so they could prove that's what they were to each other? But think about it. These are supposedly the best in business. If you go undercover, I don't think you're supposed to have any signs of your true identity at all. Guys get, like, captured and tortured over shit like that. Just seems amateur. In the fucking photo. What about it? Hang on a minute. I need to check something. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. What? Look. This dude is the first fucking photo in the Google image search for CIA agent stock photo. God damn it, Mizzlebip. Wait, you're saying Mizzlebip faked the CIA badge? I think that's probably what happened. I don't think she pulled it off a body at all. So, those weren't CIA guys? I mean, probably not. Do the math here. She printed out a badge to fuck with me, and suddenly the only piece of hard evidence I had to suspect a CIA coup in the first place was fake. Ugh. They were probably just a bunch of guys she managed to rope into the mutiny. Bet they didn't even realize she was framing them as agents. Oh god, and then she just ended up helping me gun them all down. That conniving bitch. Well, are you really sure about this theory? It all seems so confusing suddenly. I mean, no. Not sure of anything now. Another possibility would be that there really was a CIA plot which Mizzlebip knew about somehow. And she just opportunistically manipulated the situation and let me know about the plot at the exact right moment when she was sure I would react in the way she wanted. If that's true, like, if there really was a CIA plot brewing, wonder if the CIA thought they compromised her because she let them think that. To let them believe they had an agent on the inside so she could keep playing both sides of the fence at once. That way, she could get intel from the CIA people on what they were planning, still having access to all our inside plans. Damn, what the fuck? Who was this clown? And I thought Jokulin was bad. Jokulin had nothing on this bitch. Well, yes, she certainly was a next level type of snake if she actually did everything you just said. But she's dead now. So I don't think this is actually worth getting that stressed out about. I know I'm just... it's so frustrating. I think I just let myself get hoodwinked out my own shit. Like, I just got prankstest myself. What a fucking idiot I was. Well, haha. Z, I found this badge. It says CIA. Does that mean anything to you? Well, thanks, Mizzlebip. Great detective work there. Ugh, I can't believe what a gullible idiot I've been. Hey, try to relax. Remember, this wasn't about you getting tricked out of your leadership position. This was about you making a decision to do what's best for your mental health. It doesn't even matter that more lying assholes were plotting against you. In fact, it just proves you did the right thing. You really needed to get out of that snake pit while you still could. It was killing you, remember? Yeah, I know all that, Abby. This was the right move, but it's just going to hurt for a while. Even if it was for the best, I worked so hard. I worked hard on all that, put so much of myself into it, and it just turned into whatever the fuck just happened. It'll get easier with time. we're so far away from all that now, and you can just ignore it. Well, it's a complete train wreck. I'm not sure I'll be able to look away from, even if I wanted to, because it's my train wreck. Why would I ignore it? It's basically my life's fucking work. Are you saying I should completely tune out? I think it'll be okay to check in with the progress of the world sometimes. You don't have to completely tune out forever. Once you're feeling better, we might even find it fun to watch. Like, try to focus on the good things that came out of it. It'll be like a crazy show happening on the world stage that we can sort of follow as spectators for the rest of our lives. And if there are good things that come of it, you can take some satisfaction in that. I just don't know if I can have the same level of detachment from it as you. Treating it like some show or whatever. It's not a show, it's the fucking planet. It's billions of people's lives. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm really not trying to trivialize what we did. Part of me is so relieved for us to be out of that situation. I'm just looking for a silver lining I can find. Well, that's fine for you, but frankly, this was all my shit, not yours. And I'm not looking for, like, coping methods or self-care bullshit to pull me through this. I just doubt I'll be able to fully shrug off my complicity in whatever happens next. Mainly, I just hope some good comes of it. Like, who knows? Maybe I actually did destroy capitalism. Maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. I feel funny thinking about that. About examining what I actually wanted to see result from this. I think it's forcing me to look at this a little closer. Trying to figure out why I was doing it. Seeing here now, it sure doesn't feel like it was about making the world a better place. It was probably just the only way left I could think to express myself after years of pain and trauma and running away from shit. Mostly it was a lot of anger at my parents, at all the aunties who terrorized me. But almost feels like it was about everything but doing something idealistic. I think that tracks. The need to share things with the world, like art or any kind of content, and come from a lot of crazy places. It's not like my influencer stuff was about anything principled or that worthwhile to the world. I think I just enjoyed the idea of having so many people care about what I was doing. Well, I don't even think there's anything wrong with just Ming. I liked the attention. It was fun. Yeah, it really was. For a while, at least. Until it got nuts and possibly ruined human civilization forever. Haha, come on. No, it didn't. I mean, yeah, probably not. In the end, it's just another one of humanity's many upheavals. In the grand scheme of history, maybe these moments are a dime a dozen. It's just that we happen to be living through it. Not even to speak of being directly responsible for it. So excuse me if I may be inclined to wax philosophical on exactly whatever the fuck it was just happened. Like, was it good? Bad? If it's bad, why? What went fucking wrong? I feel like I've already been asking myself these things for weeks, but, well, as you said, it's your shit, not mine. So what do you think happened? I still think you're right about everything. We were right to start this movement. Right to revolt against our shitty, horrible country. Right to take a stand against capitalism. Right to say the imperialist origins of America and lots of other countries are the root of most evils they currently face. Most of all, we were just right to fight. To stop rolling over and taking whatever shit they fucking gave us. What went wrong was, like, everything else. Like what? Like, these fucking people. These snakes and interlopers. Saboteurs. Clout chasers. Power grabbers. Liars and backstabbers. I mean, I get it now. All this left-wing shit I've been ranting about isn't wrong on its merits. It's just it just usually goes like this. These infuriatingly stupid fuckers all get together and the natural configuration they all gravitate toward is a bunch of circular fighting squads over and over and over. Yeah, that's exactly what kept happening to us, lol. So you think it's really like a universal thing? Not something we fucked up? I don't know, maybe. I saw stuff firsthand that, like, I kept asking myself, how many other assholes in history were dealing with exactly this shit? Or watching things unravel for the exact same basic reasons. Even before there was social media. How much of the attraction to our movement was propelled by all the weird attention-seeking narcissism that clout chasers think they need so badly? But weren't those kinds of clout-chasing dynamics in play during other periods? Like fame, power, and influence are all kind of the same, no matter what period you look at or what the platforms resemble. How can that sort of mass vanity pouring into a scene not end up perverting movements like ours, warping it into a sort of sleazy racket? Not even a might racket, but worse somehow, like a fucked up ego racket. And wasn't I just as much to blame? Where was the point I stopped being able to tell the difference between fighting for a just cause and feeding my own ego as the supreme hawk effects? I could probably think on it the rest of my life, and then not be able to tell you when or how that happened. So, you don't think this spun out of control because, like, we went too far, or it got too violent or anything. You think the real problem is the natural incoherence of such movements was always bound to inevitably surface because people are just nuts and jump into it for all the wrong reasons? Yeah, pretty much. So what do you think the solution is? Well, if I knew that, I sure wouldn't be sitting here on this beautiful fucking Fiji beach. Well, maybe it's good you don't know then. I don't know. If I had to take a stab at it, maybe the problem was really just me. Aw, come on. No, it wasn't. Nothing at all would have happened without you. I don't mean me personally, I just mean a leader in general. I believed in what I was doing. But putting myself at the center of it all was fucking up my brain too much, and so it fucked up the movement too. Maybe there shouldn't even be any leaders. I guess maybe nothing would ever really get done if that were true. But at the same time, man, the whole cult of personality thing really fucking sucks. Well, yep. I don't know, Z. Call me crazy or overly optimistic, but I'm still hopeful everything will be okay once these revolutions settle down. I still want to believe humanity can figure things out for itself if given the chance. Maybe all it needs was a little push. A push only you could give it. I'd be more willing to lull it off, just like you, and say, yeah, this was a big goof gone too far, but everything will probably turn out okay later. But there's a creepy feeling I can't shake about this. What? it's not like all this shit came out of nowhere. These dreams I kept having. What if it wasn't just my disturbed brain making it all up? What if Riotous was real? Anything's possible, I guess. What would it even matter if he was? Did I just inadvertently help an alien colonize Earth with a lot of batshit clown philosophies? Am I the useful idiot in another insidious imperialist campaign? But I was too stupid to realize I was his pawn because I was caught up in the idea that it was all coming from me. There are a lot of ways you could decide to worry about this, but this one seems pretty out there, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really think they were just dreams, but they may not have been literal messages from an alien either. Maybe I can't explain what I mean. He could have been a product of my deranged imagination, but there are times when I catch myself dozing and jump out of my sleep with a sudden terrifying thought that he might be the one who's dreaming of me. That's a much crazier and more paranoid thought than if you just wanted to believe he was a real alien. Save you sanity, maybe you should just believe he's real and not worry about it. What would even be the harm of that? So a clown talked to you in your sleep and convinced you to help him take over the world by proxy with clown lore instead of ships and guns. Kinda cool, actually. And it also sort of lets you off the hook. If you were under the influence of some sinister alien force, then no matter how this keeps playing out, it wasn't due to bad intentions on your part. Regardless of my intentions. I mean, imperialism is still bad, right? No matter what form it takes. That's one of the things I kept hammering in my manifesto. Practically all the evils on Earth right now seem to stem from it. The further back you trace everywhere, hell, isn't what we're doing now just more colonialism? What, staying here on this island? Yeah, I mean moving here, just another couple of Westerners invading this island paradise in the Pacific because I just thought it sounded cool. This is basically what happens, isn't it? Little by little, until indigenous populations are displaced and native cultures are conquered. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why I'm so tired. But that's not even why we're here. It's not vacation, and we certainly didn't do it because we thought it was cool. We're basically fucking fugitives now. We have to live somewhere. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's just how it always is. Nobody can ever relocate to somewhere else in the world without passively participating in something vaguely evil. But most of those people could hardly stand to stay put where they were either. So what are they even supposed to do? The whole history of the globe is just a long chronicle of hysterical people running away from shit. Away from the persecution of assholes or the problems of their own making. It's hard to even blame all those Europeans for running across the ocean to get away from the plagues and famines and shitty kings ruining their own countries. But the more they piled onto the new continent, the more they turned it into a huge graveyard for the people they were visiting. And if that wasn't enough, they set up shop, put up bright neon lights telling the world this is the place where all the good shit happens. If the vines of your homeland are rancid, well, come here. We gentrified the place already. buried all the squatters we found when we got here. Now you can do whatever you want. Go nuts. And that marketing effort worked. It kept bringing more and more people in. On the run from their pain and traumas. And once they arrive, they perpetuate the misery that came before, while simultaneously becoming the fresh victims of it. That's what's so weird about it. You run away to a new country to find a better life and just become complicit in the evils of its original settlement. Yet you also become a victim of its false promises. You got lured by its bait, and then it runs you into the fucking ground with all the other bodies that were sacrificed to serve this lie. My parents were just another couple of sacrifices, enticed to America when they were young and running away from shit. They took the bait, and the nation utterly destroyed them. If any country in the history of the world deserved to get fucked up this badly, it was ours. Yeah, I felt the same way at times, but it wasn't as personal for me, obviously. Just a thought I had every now and then. Maybe due to feeling guilty for having so much, where people in other countries end up feeling the same way about wherever they're born. Like, this is just the worst place on earth. No one needs to come along and fuck it up. Maybe. All I can speak to is where I'm from and how I felt about it. I dreamt about them, actually. Huh? My parents, while sleeping on the plane. Yeah? Yep. It's the first time I dreamt about them in a long time, in a way that wasn't horrifying. Like some stress dream about my mom, or some ghoulish body horror about my dad. It was very peaceful, actually. They said they were proud of me. Aw. Well, you certainly did do something noteworthy. I bet they really would be proud. Yeah. Probably not in the way you might think. When I said America destroyed them, I really mean that. It got my dad chasing some idealized version of capitalist success that he could never quite catch. Went after it so hard his health fell apart and he dropped dead. Then my mom went insane, and so did I, kinda. They all had their broken dreams riding on me, and when I self-destructed, the final hope of realizing success through a family legacy died too. Then finally, my mom got finished off by a disease our psychopathic country had no ability to even desire to contain. So when they told me they were proud of me for doing what I did to America, it's not because I managed to reach levels of success they never could. It's because they wanted revenge. Well, if that's what they think you accomplished, I don't think anyone can argue with that. All I know is no matter what it is you accomplished, whether it was fucking up America or making a super popular clown-themed Instagram account, I'm proud of you too, Z. Actually, Abby, I was thinking of just going by Jen. I'll just say Jen. Jen now. Oh? Z is the name of a fugitive and a war criminal, probably on the wanted list in most countries. It's also the name of an angry teen, someone programmed by our crappy country to feel ashamed of where my family came from. Conditioned to cooperate in that erasure, or even or to even want to help our nation overwrite the cultures it absorbs. It's the name of a kid who resents her parents. But the only reason I resented them is because the country fucked them up just as bad as it fucked up me. And I took the brunt of the stress and madness that caused for them. Jen is the name they gave me, and I don't hate them anymore. What? Oh, nothing. It just feels nice to hear you say all this. I'm just here to listen. What the fuck? Huh. Says Professor Chucklefuck is dead. What? Already? Yeah, looks like yet another fucking assassination plot. But he just took over. God damn it, now. There's some other girl claiming Supreme Hunk Effect status now. Jubilites unite. I regret to inform you, Professor Chucklefuck has been assassinated. We are pleased to announce Sir Sugarberry VI has claimed the Jubilite throne. 7th? Sugarberry the 7th? Are there like 6 other Sugarberries? At least, there's an informal registry of consonas. Lots of people end up picking the same names by coincidence, so the registry attacks on Roman numerals. I didn't even know that. God, it's all so much to keep track of. Oh, I just realized it changed to Jen. Yeah. They love it, though. People end up embracing their numerals. It makes them sound more legit. Like a bunch of self-important fucking clown popes running around. I guess nobody did that with our names? No, the registry blacklisted ours. Everyone in Ring 3, actually. Oh, shit, is this bitch serious? What? I'm seeing comments around indicating that other Jubilites named Sugarberry are ending up dead. Oh, for fuck's sake. She already going for, like, a worldwide Sugarberry purge? Guess so. What an absolute fucking dumpster fire this all is. Yup. I'm telling you, the cult of fucking personality. If any of these bozos are holding their breath waiting for a good clown to rise up out of all this flaming circus wreckage, I think they're going to be real disappointed. Ugh, I hate this. I know it's frustrating, but we don't have to be looking at any of it, you know? Ha 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 ha. What? It's just so ridiculous, the idea of blocking it out. I mean, I guess you're right, because what the fuck else is there to do now? It just seems so incredibly American of us. What does? Ignoring it? Yeah, making a royal fucking mess of a place and washing our hands of it all. As if to say, well, that's not our problem anymore. That's true. But if you keep looking at it, at least in the short term, all you're really doing is torturing yourself for no good reason. I know. It's so hard to fully tear myself away from it, though. Keep thinking of what I could have done differently. And how much there was riding on getting this right. Like seeing some of the pitfalls in advance, like the treachery and insanity of others. Sure, you could have had more foresight and dodged certain bullets, but think of it this way. If you were better at that kind of stuff, it would have just meant you were trapped in that scene much longer. I guess so. Some leaders manage to stay in power for a long, long time. But that's probably only because they you get really good at always looking over the shoulder, identifying who the rats are in advance, dealing with them much earlier. Like certain types of dictators or old Roman emperors made an art form out of staying in power by doing anything imaginable, no matter how nasty, just to keep themselves alive. But how is that any way to live? What does that have to do with your soul? It probably just slowly destroys it. When you have a good soul, it would be so sad to watch it slip away. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Of course I know all this. I'm still just kind of venting about this huge earth-wrecking debacle that also happens to be entirely my responsibility. And you keep it's so shitty for me to even be frustrated. A completely insane amount of patience and understanding of compassion you show me, no matter how much I fuck up. I don't even understand. I suck so bad, Appy. What the fuck could I have possibly done to deserve so much support from you? Why do you keep acting like it's worth spending so much energy trying to save me from my own stupid shit? You know why. I think maybe I've been doing a lot of stuff that's unfair to you. I've been constantly so far up my own ass about, world affairs and managing my circle of clown idiots that I've been callously blowing off your feelings about, everything. I feel like I've fucked with you so much. Taken your trust and friendship for granted someday. I think I owe you a good conversation about how I feel about a lot of things. Like us. Do you think there's nothing inside me when it comes to it? That isn't true. I'm just still so blocked, or so emotionally blocked by all this stuff. I'm still deeply and profoundly sad about everything I just left behind. Like I let something incredible slip through my fingers. And combined with everything else about my past that hurts, it leaves me feeling broken inside. So I really do want to talk to you about this, but it may take a long time for me to heal enough to do that. Does that make sense? Yes, I understand. I think I always knew that's how you felt. I never wanted to push it. Just know that I'm here for you. Anytime you feel ready to open up. Take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere. Where'd I even go? We already ran away together. The rest is up to you. Your eyes return to this cynical maniac pull of your phone. The little rectangle that's always been a limitless portal to the most maddeningly stupid and terrible things you'll ever read in your life. It just happens that now the stupid and terrible things were caused mostly by you. As the new Supreme Hunk affects, it looks like Sugarberry the 7th is trying to take the cake. She's working hard on making a bigger mess of things than you ever could. Some of the things you're reading about her already almost seem like they can't possibly be true. But somehow you don't find any of this hard to believe at all. You really hope this psycho bitch kicks the bucket soon, just like her short-lived predecessor. And you have a feeling she probably will at the rate this is going. Check CNN's map again, which appears to be in constant flux. Various regions are changing shape, size, and color all the time. What is even happening? The revolution is spinning out of control. Would this still be happening if you stayed? Or would you have managed to bring some semblance of order to the rebellion? One thing you know for sure is this. None of this would be happening if you hadn't given that insane impetuous speech. Maybe the only conclusion you can draw with that with any confidence is that losing your cool carries a cost, even if you do happen to be right about everything. You can't stop thinking of all the things you could have done better. You turn it over and over in your head. It's draining your energy again, killing your spoons, making you tired. However much sleep you got on the plane, you guess it wasn't enough. You begin to wonder if you could go to sleep for the rest of your life and still never feel fully rested. Finally, we made it. I said we'd meet again soon. We've met before? Well, not really. I've been speaking to you in the margins of your awareness for a while. We've been having a pretty good time, actually. Me, you in your sleep, and a whole bunch of others. Others? Who? Oh, just a bunch of fucking eavesdroppers, nosy motherfuckers, curious interlopers, vast peanut gallery of sorts, an army of total clowns bigger than even the one formerly at your command. Okay, I don't have the slightest fucking idea what you're talking about. What about Riotus? What about him? Where is he? He's gone. Are you... You know who I am. You said it yourself once. I am Z, the successor to Riotus, Lord Queen of the Jubilites. You said, and you could be the successor too. I'd say you finally qualify. But with that title comes the responsibility of making a real choice. Maybe the first real one you've ever made in your life. It isn't too late, you know. Are you saying I should go back? I'm not saying you should. I'm only saying it's not too late. All of it. Everything you worked so hard to build. It's all still there. You think they wouldn't welcome you back with open arms? You think they wouldn't go apeshit for your triumphant return? You see what's been happening. The chaos, the power struggles, the splintering of the movement. Can you even imagine the euphoria that every Jubilite in the world would feel if you rose from the ashes to reclaim your throne? I've thought about it, but Abby and I... Who do you think you're talking to? As if I'm not perfectly aware of how you feel about her. But she's only immortal. She will slip away someday. Just like all the other simps you have dancing at the end of your many strings. Whereas you are faced with an opportunity. A chance that only one in untold trillions of people across the galaxy ever get to have. You could be a goddess on your own planet for all time to come. You could then achieve legendary status as Riotous did on many other planets of your choosing. You could instruct new successors, sculpt them in your image, push their worlds to even greater heights than you achieved on your own. You could have immortality, stitching your name into the fabric of the universe itself. You could live not in a fragile, infinitesimal human body, but in the realm of your dreams, of the ephemeral yet eternal. You could trade what pitiful clout you've earned online for the clout of vast interstellar populations, who would worship you for countless generations across unfathomable expanses of time and space. All of this could be yours. And it's just sitting there, waiting for you to take it back. So think it over. You could do all the crazy shit I said, or, you could just be happy. Well, so you're putting this to me like I need to make a big choice here. But I already got on a damn plane and flew here to get away. Didn't I already decide? I don't know. Did you? You're the one dreaming about it after all. Which must mean you're still conflicted. A dream is just the mind continuing to struggle with a question, even while the body pleads for rest. So, given that I finally have your full attention, and you now appear to be rising to the occasion as a true successor, why don't we try this one last time? Try what? The fuck is all this? I guess you missed all this fun we had. We were kind of busy. Well. But now you're ready to unlock these. Everybody's been waiting for this moment. Well, go on. Open them. So what is the point of this again? This is supposed to help me, decide what to do? No, not help you. It will enable you outright. The choice is before you now. What are these? These represent the duality facing you. A sword and a crown. So if I pick the sword, I go back and fight? Well, no. You still don't get it, do you? You just aren't smart enough yet. But you can become as smart and all-knowing as me someday. If you make the right choice, that is. There's the crown. Whatever. I don't care about being as smart as you. I just want to know what the fuck this is all about. So the crown there, I pick that and I reclaim my throne. I go back and become the supreme hunk of X and everybody loves me for it. Yes, the crown embodies a renewed commitment to your responsibility. Finishing what you started. The glory, the infamy, the immortality and infinite adulation across the cosmos. All that I have mentioned and more. It can be yours again, with a simple affirmation of this choice. And yet, if you look carefully, you will see it is not an ordinary crown. It is many times heavier, and its edges are razor sharp, will draw blood and press into your skull. The weight it applies to you, just as the many feet pushing on your once quaint little colony, will mostly serve to perpetually remind you of a different reality. The one where that weight could have been lifted. The reality where you chose to be free instead. Sword. So then, the sword that represents this freedom, how exactly? It's like I said, Zen. You could be happy. You could be free of it all. Dispense with the grandiose altogether. Leave the forefront of your revolution to those still stricken with a thirst for power. But never be so naive as not to understand. That an abdication of this responsibility. The failure to take what you started and see it through to the bitter end, it will always carry a cost. It may not be felt right away. It may never be felt at all, but the decision to wash your hands of the blood you've spilled to come this far manifests itself as an invisible sword that will dangle over your head for the rest of your life. And maybe this weapon will drop swiftly. There will be a certain mercy in that. Or perhaps it will remain suspended in the sky, creeping downward almost imperceptibly till the day you pass away peacefully in your bed. The point is not that it will drop. The point is that it is there, and you will always feel its presence. Such is the true peril in choosing what you perceive as freedom. So go on. You've waited long enough. It's time to reward your patience. What will you choose? Well, I don't know if I... Excuse me, Sen. Were you under the impression I was talking to you? You is a funny word, isn't it? Simple pronoun. They've always been so tricky, haven't they? As clown gender individual, any pronouns may apply to you. A single person, but all the time. Many people at once can fit into the single pronoun you, just like a clown car. Well, how many people can fit into the clown car pronoun labeled you? Millions of clowns? Billions? When I was saying you, I was addressing them. And now they'd all like to have their says, and who are you to deprive them of this choice? What? Save there. Crown. Yarg! Why are you resisting? The clown car has made its choice. Shouldn't you feel grateful to have this burden of this decision lifted for you? No matter. We can try again. As many times as it takes if you insist on being stubborn. What the fuck? Looks like our clowns really want to go with the crown. Anyway, you're still resisting. What's up with that? Sword. Yarr! Okay, they're switching it up now. Running with sword this time. Damn capricious clowns. Ridiculous. And yet, you still put up a fight. I don't get it. Isn't this what you wanted? Didn't you want to be a successor? Sword. Fuck you! Oh, that's twice in a row they picked the sword now. Little consistency from our clowns after they, well... I'm not sure what they've been trying to accomplish here. Almost like they've been picking at random. But then again, would you expect any differently from a routed clown car of this magnitude? Probably time to throw in the towel and do whatever they want when you say Jen. Crown. Damn, I can't go back. Looked like the crown was bloodied. Stop trying to tell me. What to think? And that's the end of Psycholonials. That was the end of the game. We finished the chapter, and everything is complete now. But yeah, this was a fun game with an interesting story and whatnot. But yeah, that'll be all for me for right now. If you like the video, like it. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe. And yeah, have a good day and do what you do best.